Good morning. It's Monday, November 4th. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Election day is tomorrow, and today the candidates are making their final pitches to voters. There are 4 congressional races on the island, and they could shift the balance of power in the House. The Congressional District 1 race pits incumbent Republican Nick LaLota against Democratic challenger John Avlon. Another tight race, incumbent Anthony D'Esposito is taking on Democratic challenger Laura Gillen. And in the race for the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump continue their battleground blitzes. Today, Harris will be in Pennsylvania, set to appear with Oprah and Lady Gaga. Trump will also be in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Michigan.
We have an opportunity in this election to finally turn the page on a decade of politics driven by fear and division. We are done with that, and we are exhausted with it.
We're going to go to heights that this country never has reached and nobody ever even thought it could. You're going to see things that you're not going to believe.
Early voting ended yesterday, and the polls open across the island tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and close at 9 p.m. Mail-in ballots must be postmarked by November 5th. Read more about races before you head to the polls and check out Newsday's Voters Guide on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And we will have special live coverage after the polls close with local analysis you won't see anywhere else. It starts at 9 p.m. here on Newsday TV. The investigation continues today into a wild street racing event in Islip that ended with several crashes. This was a scene early yesterday morning after police broke up the event. One car crashed and caught fire as its driver and dozens of others alleged street racers attempted to escape police. 2 police vehicles also crashed. Fire officials say as many as 100 cars were blocking the roadways, slowing first responders. Brush fire concerns continue today, thanks to the record dry conditions. This is video from Saturday of a fire burning in the woods at Hempstead Lake State Park. There were also brush fires in Manorville and Medford over the weekend. Patrols are monitoring state parks as a result of the conditions. New life for the Thomas Powell House in Farmingdale. The home, believed to have been built between 1690 and 1700, has been purchased by the village. Officials intend to restore it and turn it into a museum highlighting the early days of Farmingdale. Long Islanders are remembering music legend Quincy Jones. The 28-time Grammy winner, known for producing hits including Michael Jackson's Thriller and collaborations with Ray Charles and Frank Sinatra, died late last night. A publicist says Jones passed peacefully, surrounded by family. Quincy Jones was 91 years old. Tomorrow is Election Day, and some voters will head to the polls for the very first time. I spoke with students about the issues that matter most to them in a story you'll see only in Newsday. New data from Circle, a nonpartisan research group, shows more than 8 million Gen Z voters are eligible to cast their ballots for the very first time in the 2024 election. Some are going the extra mile to get their peers to the polls.
Young voters traditionally have not turned out at the levels that older voters do. And so that's sort of an untapped into base of support that's going to be crucial in a lot of these key swing states.
Plainview native Aiden Davis, who attends Princeton University, has been going door to door in the swing state of Pennsylvania in support of Vice President Kamala Harris.
Right now on college campuses, it's an environment of fear and anger.
On Long Island, Benny Stony Brook students are feeling the same, but it's not stopping Samuel Schbach of Dix Hills from casting his ballot.
I love Trump. I have been to multiple rallies. Under Trump economy, my family were a lot better. There was no wars.
Some students are voting on the issues of safety and securing freedoms.
I'm queer, I'm a woman, I'm a person of color, so I want to make sure I can still be a person safely. I don't agree with everything that she says, but she's much better than Donald Trump.
The amount of anti-trans laws being passed in over basically half the country. I am a transgender individual. I care a lot about that, obviously. I find it very concerning.
While some voters are still undecided, like David Onovo. He says gun control will play a role in his voting decision.
Growing up, I've heard a lot about school shootings. I've been in a lot of protests and rallies with school shootings.
Some are still trying to make up their minds and filter out misinformation.
I missed out both of the debates because I had class. So most of the information I got was clips off of TikTok. And a lot of them were taken, some of them were taken out of context.
Amin Dinesh Mania is voting for a third-party candidate, and he's more interested in the local races that impact Long Islanders.
There's a lot at stake. We are the largest populated island, the most populated island in the continental U.S., so we have many issues, one of them being the transit systems.
Read more about the candidates and issues that matter to you and see our voters guide on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday has complete coverage and in-depth analysis of the races affecting Long Island, interactive voters guide to all races in Nassau and Suffolk counties, and regular updates from Newsday TV with live results after the polls close at newsday.com/LIVotes.
Shop, eat, and make chocolates in Seacliff. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
It was once a resort town, now home to many small shops and restaurants.
Take a stroll through scenic Seacliff. Here are some spots you should stop by.
First stop, the Seacliff Village Museum.
Take a step back in time and learn about Seacliff's past. These photos are so neat. And check out this kitchen from the turn of the century.
There's also a new temporary exhibit.
This exhibit features the illustrations and paintings of a local artist named Harold Ransom Stevenson. He was born in Brooklyn in 1924 to Seacliff summer resident.
For something unique, visit It's Just Dishy.
It's an antique shop, but it's a new style of antique shop.
There are so many different types of things in here. I don't know where to look first.
Well, that's part of its magic.
Today we found
the gong.
The gong. I've always wanted to do this.
And once you walk up an appetite, Foster is one of Newsday Feed Me's top 50 restaurants, and they're now serving lunch on Thursdays and Fridays.
We like to call ourselves Eclectic American. We have lots of classic American dishes, but also influences of different cuisine.
It's farm to table. Everything is seasonal. Ooh, look at this sandwich. Oh, so good.
And for a treat or caffeine fix, there's cocoa confections and coffee.
It smells so good in here. Look at all of this chocolate.
I use 100% pure Belgian chocolate. All hand casted, and my truffles are hand painted. The Earl Grey truffle, that was my wedding favor, and that's how I got into the chocolate business.
You can learn how to make truffles too at their new workshops.
All right, which one first? The OG?
Yeah, I gotta go
with the OG. End your day with something sweet here in Seacliff.
Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Something sweet is always great. Thank you, Elisa. Read more about places to visit in Seacliff on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyperlocal Monday forecast. A cold start to the day, but there's a warm up on the way. Let's talk about it. Here's a look at your highs. After starting the day with a frost advisory in some places, we will get up into the upper 50s in Ronkonkoma with cloudy skies. Now tomorrow, partly cloudy. We are a bit warmer with highs in the upper 60s. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast, but pay attention to Wednesday. Sunny, highs in the mid 70s. That's a look at your forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Have a marvelous Monday. Thank you so much for watching.